Previous chapter we made rock paper scissors game, and there we involved two players. So we were taking inputs from two players, and we were comparing. As we know that rock paper scissors game is pretty simple, and this is kind of a loop, and we just put in the conditions to compare which value from which user is greater, and we declare the winner. Now this time what we are going to do is we are going to make this game with computer. So computer versus you. So we can have one player and another side it would be computer. So if you want to see the previous game, you can see this video, and you can go through further and you can see how exactly it was working and what was the logic being used. Now I'm going to write the code from scratch again. So do hit the subscribe button. Let's make and write the code from the beginning itself so that you can understand everything again. Import random module, and using the random module we are going to take the value from computer. So let's see what is computer going to choose. So we are simply going to give the option random dot choice, and for the choice we are going to define values in a list. So let's say rock paper scissors is our list name, and we are having three options there: either choose or choose P for the paper, or S for scissors. And then we are going to pass in this value RPS in the choice function so that it will be able to print. And now for test purpose, let's test what exactly this value contains. Does it work exactly? So we can see this is working R. Now this time it has got P. Let's make it a little bigger. So now it has got P again, and P, R. So we can see random values are being generated by this function. Now let's move ahead and take the input from user. So we can say user or player. Okay, so player PL equals to, and we can take input, enter your choice from rock, that is R, then scissors, that is S, and then we can say paper also. So rock, paper, and we can say here paper, and then P. So P for paper, R for rock, and we can take the input this way. We need to put it in the quotes so that it gets as a string. And this can also be printed here. So you can see print PL. So we can take the input from computer, we can take the input from user, and we can print it. So you can see P is taken by computer. Now we can give our own input, it's S. So it is going to compare now and let us know who is the winner. Now let's go and compare it. So if CP equals to PL, if CP and PL both are same, then it should be double equals to, because this is a comparison operator. So if CP and PL both are same, then we can say print game is draw. Otherwise we can put some conditions, that type the condition here itself. If PL equals to scissors and computer equals to rock, or we can say capital or small, we can take anything. So since we are taking small here, and we can later on convert it also, so that's also no big deal, we can convert it also. So to make it same, we will convert it to small letters. So rock, and if it is paper, if PL equals to rock and computer equals to paper, and so these two will be in AND condition. Similarly, we need to put more condition when player can win. So rock is bigger than paper, Caesar is bigger than rock, paper is bigger than Caesar, and rock is bigger than paper. So this is the complete loop. If this is the condition, then user is going to win. If any of these three conditions are there, then we can say player or you have won. Otherwise, and this should be alif actually, so we can make it alif, and in all other conditions like else, who should be the winner? Computer. So if these three conditions are not there, then who will win? Computer. So computer has won. Okay, now these are strings, so strings must be put in the quotes, otherwise it won't be able to compare, so it should be in the quotes. Okay, and now let's test it. So it's P, and if I also enter P, then game is draw. Correct? This logic is working fine. Let's try again. Now this is R, and if I enter P, then sorry, if computer has entered R and I enter S, then I should be winning. See, you have won. Then in case, let's play one more game. So this time it has won P, computer has entered P, and if I enter R, then I should be winning the game. So you have won. Now you have won, and let's put one more condition and where computer should be winning. So if computer has entered S and I enter R, then computer has won. So we have checked all three conditions. Now there are some problem. In case user doesn't enter this value, instead of RPS, he enters something else. So let's say if I enter capital R, then computer has won. Why computer has won? Because this condition did not match. Any of these conditions did not match. Why it not match? Because this was capital R. So obviously it is not going to match. For computer, capital letters and small letters, they are not same. So for that purpose, we need to make sure that user enters the correct value. The player has to enter the correct value. So we have to loop it until he enters the right value. So while true, and we will loop it until the player enters the correct value, and we have to make sure, we have to check the condition. So if PL in R, comma R, comma P, comma S, in that case only it should be accepting the input. If it is an RPS, then we have to break this loop. We have to break this loop. So let's break it only when the values are in RPS. Now even if we run this time, we will see that capital R, capital P, capital S is not taken care. So in that case, whatever input comes here, we have to change this input to PL dot lower, and we have to change this value to lower, and let's see if it works perfectly fine or not. So now we are going to enter capital P. So it is again asking the value K, B, S. So S is accepted. So small s is accepted, but capital is not accepted. So which means we need to convert this value. And here it is not getting change. So we need to apply this function at this place itself, and we have to put everything in within the bracket. Now let's see if it accepts the capital also. So capital R, game is draw, because now this has accepted user input. And what is the value? R, and even if we entered capital R, it has automatically converted it into a small r. So this is how we can make sure that our user enters the correct input, and we can avoid any kind of code break or unnecessary conditions being broken. So I hope this helps till here, and now we have conditions fully masked, fully put in. And if there is anything else you want to add in the code, definitely you can. And if you want to let me know if you want it to be played in some other manner, or if you want just values to be reflected in different manner, then that can also be said. Okay, one more thing could be said, that since this computer value is being already printed, so obviously this user can easily identify. So we can hide this value also. So we don't need to print this computer value here. We can stop printing this value by making it a comment. And then in that case, whenever all this comparison is being done, at that time we must be printing the value of player and CP. So we can say here computer, and whatever value computer has entered, that is CP, plus, and player, and we can print player value here. So let's make PL printed here, and then based on that we can make full stop, and then we can define you have one. Similarly, this value must be printed here also. So let's print the value here also. Print computer CP player, and computer has one. So let's try to play this again. Now this time you can see this computer value is not being printed here. So we don't know what computer has got, while the entry has already been made. So now let's say S, game is draw. Now you can see, okay, game has draw. Since game has draw, that's why we need to add this condition there also, so that even if game is draw, we should be able to know this. We should know the value even if game is draw. Okay, and now let's try to run it again. This time you can see computer value is not printed here. And one moment, view terminal, and let's enter R. So computer P, player R, and you have one. This is the basic rule which we should be putting in. So player should be winning if rock is bigger than paper, S is bigger than R, and P is bigger than S. Okay, so this helps actually in understanding the conditions. And then I hope this checks all kind of conditions, and we are able to use here while loop, print function, concatenation, number, variable, assignment, creating a list, using a module, random function. So all that we have used till here. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe if you have learned something in this. And I'm going to make further projects also where we are going to learn many things. So do subscribe so that you can keep getting these videos and you can easily learn Python while making small projects.